The Nerdgasm Talk podcast is brought to you by Spaces Philly. If you love podcasts, go to spacesphilly.com where you can check out Lulu and Pop, Both Sides, Turntables, Jump Thought Super Tongue, and the Nerd Coalition's very own No Gimmicks Needed. Visit spacesphilly.com today. And now, feel the Nerdgasm.
Onto the gaming news. We're gonna go to the gaming side. We pretty much knocked out the pop culture. I did want to ask this for Lady Sketch. I know you don't take a lot of part in the gaming conversation, but Grand Theft Auto 6 is rumored to have a female protagonist. I'm not sure how big you are on Grand Theft Auto, but would this interest you in getting the game?
No.
Okay. Well, yeah, stamp it. We next topic. Let's
Honestly, if I'm being honest, because I never really played GTA. GTA is one of those games where it would be like me and a bunch of my homies would sit around and like one or two people would play and we all would just watch it and talk shit and maybe smoke some things. So it was never like I was the person who was like, I gotta play GTA. I think it's cool that they would have a female lead in the game. Curious to see like if it's gonna be like all the other GTAs. What is the stuff that she gonna do? She gonna be beating up hookers too? Like I'm confused. I
wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, like is she gonna be getting like her old school stripper on? She gonna be like setting up dudes, being like, "Yeah, come to the house," and then they running and rob them. Like I'm, that's a real setup. She gonna be hitting licks. I'm just curious. But I mean, if somebody else get it, I'll sit and watch it to see what it is. But me personally, I probably won't go buy the game.
You know, it'd be funny if they take the storyline from Hustlers and put that in the Grand Theft Auto game. Now that I'm thinking, I'm like, you know what? I would actually play that.
No.
Mr. A&E, I'm not sure where the story could go, but Mr. A&E, what did you think?
I don't know just yet. Yeah, because I don't do a woman, but it's like when you say that, I'm thinking of the handling of Battlefield 5.
Okay.
And it wasn't handled. It wasn't handled that well when they put a woman as their main character. And yes, this world is a very sexist place, what a very racist place. And I think that when it comes to GTA now, I think you got to test the waters out. And since they didn't give nothing for online GTA 5, I think they need to go back to the format of GTA 5, which was 3 different main characters.
Right.
And you put a woman in as a main character, and to see how it would go. Because look, let's be honest with you. It's like San Andreas took a huge step.
Right.
Because they said, we're going to take this to like the streets of LA. We're going to Compton and Crenshaw. We're going to the hood, and we're going to have a black guy lead Grand Theft Auto. And Grand Theft Auto San Andreas ended up being a success, at least to my knowledge, because I bought the game. And a lot of other people I've seen in school was like, yo, we get a, Urban Youth San Andreas, so yo, we on that joint, right? And a lot of other, kids and white kids, some of them bought the game. So, it was what it was, which I think opened the door for, we have a black main character in Grand Theft Auto 5. And also, it's kind of like, if you look at Grand Theft Auto 5, it's kind of like the culmination of 3, 4. It's a combination of, like, I would say San Andreas, 4, and Vice City.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because those 3 different characters that you had, it's just like I've seen them in other games before.
Yeah. As
the main character, it's like we give you like the best that we got. That's why Grand Theft Auto has sold so much, and it's still a top selling game. It's still on PS4. People are still buying it. Yeah. Like that game don't ever come. I could go to GameStop right now and get $35 for that game.
Yeah. and their online community is fantastic. They're
exactly
still updating it.
And I think, unfortunately,
could last 3 generations.
Look, I would agree that right now we shouldn't even be talking about if a woman or a black person or Asian or Hispanic person should be leading these games because it should have been happened already.
Right.
But we know that this world, this country is not that progressive, so you have to ease people into it.
Right.
And I do think, and this is not coming from a sexist place. This is coming from, I think that if you just throw a woman out there, they're gonna have those Battlefield 5 problems where Battlefield 5 didn't do too well.
I only disagree because Grand Theft Auto sells on its name itself. Grand Theft Auto 5.
But so does Battlefield.
No, I wouldn't say Battlefield. Grand Theft Auto 5 broke records on pre-orders without dropping a trailer, just the name.
Okay.
So that alone, I feel like people are just going to buy Grand Theft Auto because it's Grand Theft Auto. Versus Battlefield, where it's like, okay, what technical achievements are you going to do in this game versus the previous game?
Fair. I'm all for having a woman. I don't care. Like I said, I will be asked the question like my wife do, like what would her purpose be? What would she be doing?
Right.
I mean, you know, she gonna be doing the same shit like Tony Montana was doing, or you know what I'm saying, or you know, however the case may be. Or you can have a game, you know, full of them because all the women in Grand Theft Auto are more like prostitutes and hoes.
Right.
You know, so they're not really respected in the Grand Theft Auto mythos anyway. So having a storyline, having a woman in there, I'm like, as long as it's handled well.
Right.
And the reason I keep bringing up Battlefield is because I don't think Battlefield was confident enough with their decision to put a woman out front.
Right.
And with that, it hurt the marketing, which hurt the sell of the game. And I'm not saying it was their fault because they put the woman out there too fast. I'm saying it's because of how they handled it.
Right.
You know, so it's kind of like, it's like, look, to me, Battlefield felt like a forced issue opposed to a genuine, I want to do this.
Right, yeah. It's EA, so you know it's forced.
Exactly. That's what it felt like to me. Opposed to, like, I genuinely want to make this Miles Morales Spider-Man game, and I genuinely want to put as much culture in this game as possible. The Miles Morales experience felt genuine.
Right, authentic.
Authentic. There you go.
They did their homework.
Exactly. It felt like, yo, we are going this decision and we don't give a fuck about what people say or whatever the case may be. Right. And did it sell as much as the other Spider-Man game? No, it didn't. And once again, you know, that could be for a number of different reasons, not just because he's a black guy.
Right.
You know, no different reasons. I felt as though Battlefield was more like, how can we switch stuff up to make a buck?
Right.
You know what? Fine. Let's just put a woman in there and stuff like that. And it wasn't marketed anywhere that well. And I was just like, my God, that game flopped bad.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, so if it's handled right, which I think Grand Theft Auto 6, along with the name, could do. I know it's like it's now time. You can still play it on PS5, but I know they want to make an exclusive like PS5 version.
Yeah,
of Grand Theft Auto.
That's the only reason why it hasn't come out yet. Like everyone's like, yo, we need one. It's like, yo, it takes time for stuff like this to be made. It's not a quick buck. And besides, exactly. If you got a profitable thing going that's continuously going, keep it going. Yeah,
so you know, bring her in there. I mean, make her have purpose. You know, don't make her just be like, you know, I'm some prostitute that got slapped around by my pimp, and now I want to go take his guns. I just want to go on the streets and just shoot. And like, no,
right.
Give her a storyline, whether it be a black woman, whether it be a Hispanic woman, whether it be a white woman. It doesn't matter. If it's a woman, give her a purpose, give her reason for the stuff that she do. Maybe she wants to be, you know, into the crime game of the boss. Maybe she's trying to feed a family. Whatever the case may be, you got to give her some kind of purpose and give her some kind of reasons for us to, you know, fall in love with the character.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I definitely agree.